redemption, a second chance, an opportunity to rewrite history. All of these are on the table tonight as the Dutchtown Griffins look to avenge their only loss of the season, which came at the hands of the Walker Wildcats. But tonight it means even more, because tonight we start the playoffs. The road to the Dome starts now, live on the REV Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
B.T. Chapman and A.J. Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
We're Rev Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs, reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. Rev Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
And welcome to the Bidistrict round of the playoffs. I'm Jimmy Frederick, along with me, Patrick Email. And Patrick, it is a perfect night for football, and what a way to start this playoff season with the Griffins taking on the Wildcats, their only loss of the season, trying to avenge it here tonight.
You know, if you look back at Dutchtown, they've only lost 3 games in the last 2 years, Jimmy. 2 of them have been to the guys that's sitting in the north end zone right now. And no doubt, familiarity could be a blessing and a curse when it comes to playoff football, somebody that you've seen before, whether or not it breeds fear, whether it breeds overconfidence, whether, you know, oh, can we win, can we not win against that team? They beat us twice kind of deal. So it'll be feast or famine for Walker because they've been good when they've been good, and they've been bad when they've been bad.
That's right. Let's take a look at the Dutchtown playoff notebook, and we start off. They're the 11th seed tonight, and their best seeding was number 1 back in 2010. All-time playoff record, 17-19. Here at Griffin Field, they are 12-7. Away, they are 5-12. Playoff streak 20th all-time in the past 20 years. Only missed in 2016. And, of course, Bidistrict, they're 9-3 all-time, especially here at Griffin Field. So they've done very well in the playoffs. Of course, Guy Mastretta has done a phenomenal job as well. Let's take a look at our coaches now, and we'll go with Coach Mastretta. Of course, Mastretta has been here for his 8th year, 7th year in the playoffs, and he has done a phenomenal job here. Of course, he's got a couple of 4 state championships under his belt at Redemptorist and at Livonia. And then Dutchtown at Walker all time. Walker leads 4-3 very recently into the district. So that's why they've played not as many times as you would have expected them to over the years.
Yeah, I've been able to be a part of quite a bit of that series. I mean, back in 05, 06 neck of the woods is when they played 05, and now, of course, I lose it in my notes, but 2 earlier games before 07 or so neck of the woods, and then they were in district the last couple years.
Very quickly before we get to the national anthem, let's take a look at our coaches. Our coach for Walker High School, Chad Mahaffey, his 6th year. He's got 3 state championships at U High, and again, he has done a very good job here. This has been an up and down year a little bit for Walker. They are 6-4 on the season, but when it counts, they have won the big game.
Yeah, no doubt. You may have to have John Curtis or Zachary or maybe even Lutcha to be in the game to have a coach or combined coaches with more 7 state championships or being a part of that.
That's
so
a good point.
2 coaches that they know the atmosphere, they know the reason for the season.
No question about it. These guys can't wait to get back to the Dome, and the opportunity begins now. Let's take a look very quickly, if we could, before we get to the national anthem. Again, the bi-district round of the state playoffs here in the parish. Of course, Walker taking on number 11 Dutchtown, and number 18 Westgate is at number 15 Santa Maria tonight. And we didn't even mention that Dutchtown and Santa Maria split the district once again. Last year, it was a 3-way tie with Walker, Dutchtown, and Santa Maria. This year, a 2-way tie. We see the Griffins coming onto the field. As we know, it is just about game time here across the way. We've also got the Walker Wildcats out onto the field. Our keys to victory tonight, we'll start with the Walker Wildcats, Patrick. They've got to relax and execute. When I say that, they have not been very good on the road.
Well, they've been very good at home, at least against Dutchtown. So they will. Interesting to see how they talked about it earlier. The kind of feast or famine. They've had an opportunity in all 4 of their losses to either overthrown a wide open wide receiver to give them a chance to come out with a victory. So we'll see how they operate tonight.
We'll talk more about our keys to victory and also Dutchtown's keys to victory right after the national anthem and our Griffin alma mater. Beautiful rendition by the band of the national anthem and the alma mater. Back to our keys to victory. Maintain balance. That was one of the ways that they were able to beat Dutchtown in their first game in week 8. They were able to run the ball and pass the ball, and of course they were able to make some big plays on number 6, LaKeedron Harvey.
Well, for Walker, they had 4 touchdowns that averaged over 50 yards. So you're talking about big plays. That's the biggest of the big plays. And just when Dutchtown kind of got themselves back in the game, boom, it was a 75-yard right after touchdown, blown coverage for a touchdown. So Dutchtown, if they can eliminate the big plays on defense, then they can give this young quarterback an opportunity to take the pressure off.
Perfect segue there, Patrick. Let's talk a little bit about keys to victory for the Dutchtown Griffins, and it was a big blow this week. They have to overcome adversity, and that adversity is the fact that they no longer have Dylan Champagne because he blew out his knee, unfortunately, on Wednesday. So we've got a good quarterback coming in. He's a young quarterback, and his name is Owen Fletcher, and it is not too big of a venue for him. He's played in some big games, not necessarily in football, but in soccer and other things.
And, they were trying to keep that Dylan Champagne injury a secret as Walker evidently won the toss and they received. It looks like anyway. They're going to receive. I got Owen in my class, and I talked to him today, Jimmy, and I said, look, 22 people are going to play tonight.
That's right.
You don't have to be 4 of them.
That's right.
You just got to be one, and when it's time to pull it, pull it. When it's time to keep it, and you'll be impressed the way he runs the football.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups. We'll start off with Walker's offense right before we get to the kickoff. So this is how it starts off with Walker. Their quarterback is pretty good. His name is Troy Silv, and he has been very effective. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards this year. Caden Jones is the running back fullback. He is strong and can run through people. Your wingback is Braylon Kent. Wide receivers, Carleon Joseph, Rashad Taylor, and Niall Allen. And then across the front, they average 270. Braden Pates. Caden Rushing is your left guard. Their center is Tony Facino. Your right guard is Reese Dodd. And Charlie Ward, number 74, will be your right tackle. And they are very, very big up front.
Walk is kind of deceiving because you think 6-4. But when you play in that game and they have 44-24, you're thinking, man, that's some football players out there when you're standing up close on the sideline, Jimmy. They got some good-looking football players. Number 6 in the middle, you'll see him on the defensive line.
And we are underway. Roussel will pop one up intentionally, taken at the 32-yard line. Got a little bit of running room, but not much. Good job for the Griffin cover guys. It was Manuel
Cardona. Manuel Cardona, Jimmy. He was kicking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something. A better sky kicker, evidently that's in the plan. Kind of told me during the week, Coach, I'm starting kicking tonight. So Roussel will probably do the extra point field goals, and they'll mix it up probably. They do a good job of that all season. But good field position for Walker to start.
And they will start, and we will get our starting lineups for defense in just a second. Starting at their own 35-yard line is Walker. And we are underway. Our first play from scrimmage here in the Bidistrict round of the playoffs. The road to the Dome starts right now, and it goes through Dutchtown. Pulling it back will be Sills. Nowhere to go, and he will be tackled. Let's take a look at our defense and starting lineups for Dutchtown. We've got Josh Lewis, Olawati, and Lovely across the front. The linebackers are Cam Washington, Chad Christie. Highland Wrench, very effective the last few weeks, along with Brandon Smith at linebacker. And you've got Dunn Harris as cornerbacks and Pierre and Pierce as your safety. Second down and 9. Caden Jones spinning away and picking up 8.
It'll seem strange, I mean, and I just learned this in the last week or so, that the reason why the quarterback and the running back have different numbers. Coach Mahaffey has some type of point system based on summer workouts and different things on how you get to pick your number.
But it turns out that Caden was moving up the ranks, and he decided he wanted to keep that number 94 number. Handoff again to Caden Jones. Jones right up the gut, running over people, and he will pick up the first down, crosses midfield. Boy, he is a punishing runner. He has over 1,400 yards rushing on the year.
Seemed like we had two guys. Dutchtown had two guys in one gap on that play.
Sill rolls to his right, looking for somebody to throw to. Did not quite hang on to it. It was a good effort that time to go up high and high point it. It was number 2, Rashad Taylor, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Jordan has to get there a little sooner. A little hit smash route combination right there. He threw it to the open guy, Jordan Odom.
Yep.
Playing at the half safety.
Well, you know, you mentioned earlier when we were off, Lathan Riley's not playing tonight. Hurt his knee a little bit and decided it was better not to take any chances with it. So they're kind of having to play the secondary by committee. This time it will be a little RPO, and he just runs right into the teeth of the defense. Somebody loses a hat. It brings up third down. Nowhere to go that time for Sill.
Yeah, Josh Lewis, who needs to have a good game. Yeah, he kind of had him from the jersey from behind, and that's a load to hold up because 48's a large human being for a quarterback. 6'1", 210. That's bigger than average for a high school football player at the quarterback position.
Just a few men playing out there tonight. I mean, I was watching them warm up, and I was impressed with their size and athleticism. Brings up third down and 9. This is a big play for the Dutchtown defense. Sill looking for somebody to throw to. He's got time. Across the middle and overthrows his intended receiver, Carleon Joseph. I don't see a flag on the play, and we are.
It was incomplete. I thought there was a motion by the wide receiver, and the coaches saw it as well, but the referee right here on the sideline didn't throw it.
By the way, our officiating crew out of the New Orleans Association.
The one place where Dutchtown's going to miss Lathan Riley. He did a tremendous job at punt return in the special teams game. Now, Mayu's got as good as hands as anybody on this team, so he'll do a good job back there, but Lathan did such a good job of stopping the ball from bouncing and gaining extra.
Block! Dutchtown comes through and blocks. It's still loose, and it's picked up.
I think Highland, right, there's a flag. That's tack on 15.
Highland Rentz is the one that came up with the loose ball. He may have actually blocked it too.
I think he got it with his left hand. You know, special teams have played a big role, not so much in this season's win for Walker, but last season's win with a kickoff or a punt return for a touchdown. Dutchtown not being too sure in the kicking game and missed a short field goal. So big play early in the ball game.
Personal foul is definitely the call. It goes against the Walker Wildcats, so that'll tack on another 15 yards. It was against number 84, Niall Allen. And Dutchtown has it 1st and 10 from the Walker 19, make it to 20.
We had to come back and talk about that punt block. Maybe when they do it again. Tremendous job of not running into the punter and just getting the handouts, which you taught.
Handoff to Lake and Harvey, and Harvey goes nowhere. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for the offense for Dutchtown. We start off like this. We have a new quarterback, and of course that is Owen Fletcher. We talked a little bit about him. We'll talk more as we go on. Lakedron Harvey is your running back. Your wide receivers, Andrew Fields, Rylan Mayo, Martell Rogers, your tight end, Zach Dotter. And across the front, they're big as well. Landon Hedden, Dawson Davis, Aiden Gaho, England Phillips, and your left tackle is Matthew Travis. In fact, Matthew Travis is the smallest one out there at 230. A little bit of a messed up snap, and it will be Owen Fletcher running for his life, and he will be mauled after losing a few. Again, only a sophomore. Let's talk about Owen Fletcher. He is only a sophomore, but he's got some wheels on him. He is a soccer player, not just a soccer player, a soccer star.
Yeah, had a game earlier and played about 2 minutes and had the game score and attempt. And so we'll see. I didn't catch the snap and see whether it hit him in the hand, see if it was a little bit of nerves. But probably would be a little bit conservative with this play call right here.
LaKeedron Harvey flanks him to his left. It'll be handed off to Harvey. Harvey's got some
crease.
He's got some room down to the 10-yard line, ridden down by number 23. That was Jeffrey Caldwell.
That's a first down. That'll take a little pressure off of Owen Fletcher.
Huge play on third down for LaKeedron Harvey. First and goal from the 9-yard line.
I saw him when I was on duty this morning, Jimmy, and told him, you better be ready to tote it 34 times, and I don't want to see no tapping out.
Yeah, you better.
He had 33 against East Ascension earlier this year for $150 or so.
Yeah. Oh, we dropped that one again. We're able to pick it up, and he is going to be tackled from the left edge. I think it's Austin Makowicz making the tackle.
Yeah, I once again, I didn't see whether or not it was a good snap or not. Kind of watching the play happen in front of him.
It looked like it was a good play. I think he's just taking an eye off of it a little bit. You don't use your hands in soccer.
You're right.
It was actually Jake Rapold on the stop.
Need to do your part of catching the football first,
right.
And that way you can stay ahead of the chains a little bit.
Brings up second down. He'll pull it back. He'll run it himself. Will Owen Fletcher, the quarterback. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe not even quite there. It'll bring up third down and goal from the 10.
While we don't expect Dutchtown to throw it a ton, this may be a time to catch Walker maybe peeking in the backfield a little bit, looking for LaKeedron. But, in this type of game, those wide receivers will have to block on the edge in order for Dutchtown's offense to be successful.
You got two receivers to the top of your screen in Fields and Mayo. It'll be a handoff to LaKeedron. Harvey's going to turn on the speed. He's got a little room angling for the pylon. Did he get there? No signal yet. And they say he was out of bounds, but I thought
he looked like it left arm.
Yep.
They got a replay on that. I agree, Jimmy. I thought he spun around, and you can look at it. That you can see it if we were to slow it down a little bit. He definitely stuck his arm. I thought the guy on this side had a better angle than the referee on the other side, actually. And I think the guy on this side was ready to call it.
I agree with you. But they call him just shy, inches shy of the goal line. It'll be fourth down and inches out of the shotgun. Handoff to LaKeedron. LaKeedron not going to – is he still pushing? He got in. Second, third, maybe even fourth effort gets him into the end zone. Touchdown, touchdown.
Yeah, the guy on the other side, he's not too excited about putting his hands up, Jimmy.
No, you're right.
He took a little while to call that. There's a flag. Right here, it must be I think it's going to be a sideline warning against Dutchtown.
Got to have that get-back coach back.
But I thought he was in the end zone, but then the old tush push to a certain extent, Jimmy got him in.
I thought he was in initially too, and then he kind of scooted down the goal line, and that's when they were able to push him through. This kick is up and good, and that is Roussel, I believe, doing the honors, and he gets the PAT. He is 18 of 18 on point afters. We're going to take a break right now as the Dutchtown Griffins take an early lead, 7-0 here in the first quarter. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Advantage Physical Therapy, Tata Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
Yeah, but Dutchtown.
Patrick, that was an enormous punt block right there that set this play up. I think you're going to see Owen Fletcher settle down a little bit. He did a good job, and what he really did was not lose those snaps that kind of bounced off his hand a little bit. Offensive line also doing a great job to get Lakedron some openings and some creases. So let's see if Walker can answer back here. Their second possession, they went 7 plays on their first drive before they had that block punt. Another short kick by Cordona. It will be collected. He's got some running room around the edge, still on his feet and knocked out of bounds. He will cross midfield and have the ball. Walker will have the ball at the Dutchtown 46. Look at him.
Didn't see it on there, Jimmy, but as our coaches in the stands are screaming, holding, a lot of time when you get the edge, especially on offense, that offensive tackle is blocking out and a running back tries to bounce it. Similar right there. I don't think that ball was designed to go outside, and Dutchtown had pretty good coverage on the outside, but he was able to get around the edge.
So Walker sets up in great field position. 1st and 10 from the Dutchtown 47. Out of the gun will be the quarterback, Troy Sill. 9 passing touchdowns on the year, just over 1,000 yards passing. Handoff on the end around, and a beautiful tackle that time by Thomas Pierce from his safety spot.
Great job by Highland Rentz. You mentioned him early. Keeps outside leverage, enables 5 to come in, make that play from the inside. That's exactly the way Coach draws it up for the Dutchtown defense.
Cam Washington is actually the one that made that tackle. A 5 looked like a 3 to me for a second. Plenty of time to throw the football, and he does. The first pass completed to Joseph, and he will almost break a tackle. Only picks up about 4.
That's done making the tackle. Hadn't started most of the season. Been in the starting lineup the last 3 or 4 games. Maybe after the Walker game that they kind of put him there. They could put Riley, who's not here tonight, at the safety position to give him a little more experience to get the calls right in the secondary.
Brings up 3rd down and 4. 4:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Glad you joined us for the Rev game of the week. It's the Bidistrict round of the playoffs. Oh, a high snap. Sills has to go up and get it. He does do so as it bounces right back in his hands. He's going to run for his life and lose 3 or 4. So that was a big mistake there by the Wildcats.
Well, we talked about it earlier. When they're good, and that's the kind of things that has haunted them and put them behind the chains. But it's 4th and about 8. And Coach Mahaffey has not made the decision on what he's going to do right here.
Well, I mean, after their first punt was blocked, I think you got to think about now they're going to go ahead and.
Dutchtown's probably going to play. Well, quarterback's still in the game. They may quick kick it right here.
Right. They did change some personnel. And we got 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Still calls for the football.
Quarterback draw, make a tackle, 1st down.
Straight up the gut. And he will get the 1st down and more. Picks up about 9, maybe 10. And a big 1st down on 4th down. That is a big load to bring down at quarterback, and he just.
Yeah, but he didn't get hit until he was already beyond the 1st down marker.
Got to credit Reese Dodd and Tony Facino for opening up that hole on the right side.
Well,
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Again, he goes down low to get that, and it's going to be a handoff to Caden Jones.
Interesting technique by the quarterback to do that over and over.
Picks up 5, does Caden Jones. Again, Jones coming into the ball game has rushed for 181 times for 1,443 yards and 22 touchdowns. He's a patient runner, but man, when he gets ahead of steam, he can punish some defenders. We saw that in the first drive. 2nd and 6. They only gave him 4 on the carry. Goes back down, gets it. Now he's going to pull it back. Will Sill. Still steps out of 1 tackle. Still on his feet as he heads to the sideline at the 20-yard line. It'll be enough. It's going to be enough for a first down, but there's a flag down at the 25-yard line on the opposite side of the field.
Walker guy lost a helmet.
Again, our official is our referee is Chris Abity.
Personal foul.
Face mask. Face mask is the call, and that's going to be a big one against Dutchtown. So both schools, both teams have had one 15-yard penalty each.
Yeah, that'll put them first and 10 inside the 15. It'll be half the distance. So the ball was inside the 30, so they'll take that over the play. But actually, they're tacking it on from the end of the play. So that a penalty happened at the 20. They'll go half the distance to the 10, Jimmy.
It'll be, let's see, they might be able to get a first down, but if they do, it'll be, no.
Yeah, it'll be just inside the 1.
Inside the 1, right. First and 10 from just outside the 10.
That may be what the White Hats asking about right now.
All right, we're just about set, and I think everybody's happy. The clock will roll. Phil, watch him again. You mentioned it. Look at that. He goes all the way, squats all the way down. It's a little flip back. It's going to be a halfback pass. Back to Silv. Silv makes the catch, sidesteps the defender. Touchdown, Walker. A little flip back to Braylon Kent coming on the end around, and he pulls up and throws it to the quarterback, Troy Silv.
Yeah. Oh, they got another flag in the end zone. This is going to be a dead ball, so it's going to take place either against Walker or Dutchtown on the kickoff, more than likely.
Number 82, the receiver, gets probably his first touchdown pass of his career.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. He's pointing against Walker.
Yeah, he is.
Jimmy,
excessive celebration.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think that's a little bit of the aftermath of the face mask that happened earlier. I don't have 100% proof of that. Just kind of where it took place and the bodies that were around the flag, kind of the same bodies. Let's see what the White Hat says.
Waiting for the official call there. Yeah, the side judge is talking it over with Coach Mastretta.
Asking him whether he wants to take it right here on the kickoff, I think is the 15 yards in high school. I may take it on the extra point.
Definitely goes against the Wildcats. The touchdown is good.
You know, I don't know if this is the right phrase to use, Jimmy, but a lot of times when teams got a special play like that in, they got so many bullets in the gun, but you got to be in the right field position to get it. And they don't run that at the 30-yard line because I don't think he gets in the end zone.
Right.
He ran that at the 10-yard line because he only got in 1 yard. So there wasn't a whole lot of room to spare.
The PAT is good, and we have a tie ball game. 2:36 left to go here in the first quarter. We are knotted up at 7 apiece on this Bidistrict matchup and the rematch from earlier this season, back right after this on the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing, SEC Heating and Cooling, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's in Prairieville.
Let's take a look at the Dutchtown versus district opponents in the playoffs. This is an interesting graphic. You were looking at it earlier. Dutchtown basically has done a phenomenal job in the playoffs when they've come back and played another team. They are undefeated in that category when they have come back and played one of their district opponents in on the regular in the playoffs. Excuse me.
I was on the staff in the 05 and 07 season when we beat Central on a kickoff return late in the game, under a minute. We had given up a touchdown to go down 28-24 and came back and ran a kickoff back for a touchdown and played them the next week in the first round of the playoffs.
They do assess the penalty on the kickoff. Niall Allen will put his foot into it, and it's a high spinner of a kick. It will be collected by Mayo. Very patient, looking for somewhere to run. Now we'll give ground a little bit and try to turn the corner, and he does. He's at the 45 and finally tackled at about the 49-yard line. But a good job for him to basically allow that wedge to get ahead of him.
Yeah. If he runs it straight ahead, he may end up in the same yards, maybe a few yards shy, but he took it and bounced it outside. You know, you don't get a lot of practice at kickoff return, Jimmy. It's kind of an instinct thing, and he has a big one against Santa Mar earlier this year because you can't dance back there too much. He got away with being patient right there, but a lot of times there's one stick, one cut, and you got to get up the field for that because you don't practice that live.
Right.
So everything's happening at super fast speed.
1st and 10 for the Dutchtown Griffins, their second offensive possession. They scored on their first. This is going to be a handoff to Lakedron. Harvey is going to go right up the gut and have a huge run.
That's a tremendous
18-yard pickup.
Tremendous hole right here. I thought he was going to break it.
How about a 28-yard pickup?
Yeah. That'll probably tell Owen, maybe I'll leave it in that gut a little while longer.
Davis and Hedden doing a good job of opening up the hole on the left side. Check that the right side. Again, this time Owen's going to pull it down himself, and he sees a little bit of daylight and will pick up 3. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, that blocking downfield is going to be huge. And Walker, on the previous play, this is kind of a kick, a little bit different play, but on Lakedron, if the kick is there, then he's going to cut inside. But if the guy stops short, then he's going to wrap, and that's what happened on that long run for Lakedron.
2nd and 6. They'll look to the far sideline, and he'll be able to get back.
Wow. I must not be in line with the line of scrimmage.
Lakedron will take the handoff, and he will be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Good drive by Walker right there.
Looked like Rapold came up and made the stop. Well, it looks to me that Fletcher's settling down a little bit. He's making the catches on the snaps. He's able to get the ball and make those decisions. He's watching his keys on whether or not to hand it off or pull it back. He's settling into the position, even though it's not exactly where he thought he was going to be tonight. Owen Fletcher will take it himself around the right side, still on his feet. A strong sophomore to the 20-yard line. I think he's going to he's going to have enough for the first down, I believe.
Yep. Sometimes it's a tendency to kind of turn your back like you're on a sled in the weight room to a certain extent. The backward sleds.
Yep.
But you got to make sure you keep going forward. And the O-line's got to continue to follow him. They allow you to push him. It's not a penalty to do that.
One of our key players of the game, Dante Flowers, number 6, the defensive tackle for Walker, made that tackle, and that'll do it for a very exciting first quarter of play here as the Dutchtown Griffins looking to move on to the regional round. They're tied 7-7 with the Walker Wildcats. Back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up. Raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Well, you know, it was very tough. Wednesday, a tough day for that young man. Dylan Champagne, not only is he out for the rest of football, however long they go here in the playoffs, he's also out for baseball, which is a big blow to him and Coach Scheck-Snyder. But he's going to be back, and we wish him all the best, of course.
You know, it's if you have faith, you understand everything happens for a reason. And if he stays healthy, maybe he goes somewhere he doesn't need to go. And when you're injured, maybe somebody else offers you, and you take an opportunity, and life changes, and you meet your wife that if you would have been healthy, maybe you're not meet her. So good luck to him. He's had a pretty good senior season.
He has. Thrown for over 1,100 yards. Harvey will just pick his way through for a couple of yards as he is tackled at the 17, making the 16-yard line.
And those big boys in the middle, they're getting after it pretty good. Jimmy?
No question about it. And again, Flowers makes the stop.
Yeah. The kids probably, while they're heartbroken, they respond better than the parents. The parents probably will take until May to get over it.
But he's got some rehab to do. He's going to be working at it, and we know that he's going to work himself back into shape for sure. Good run by Harvey, and Harvey will drag some defenders to the 10-yard line.
Ooh, he marked him short, like at the 12.
Really?
But, you know, Lakedron, he's capable of doing that, Jimmy. I think he's, in order for Dutchtown, they can't get everybody blocked. So if they don't get somebody blocked, then Lakedron's got to break a tackle, drag somebody for 5 yards like he did right there, and give Dutchtown a chance at 3rd and 2.
Big play for Dutchtown right here at the 12-yard line. Lakedron not going to get there.
Ooh, boy, they got to be looking at that formation. Can we run that back, Courtney? If you can see, you can't really see it. There is nobody. There's nobody on the edge, and they'll come back to that formation, and I think they'll pull it, and you'll see a pass off of that.
Roussel will come on to try the field goal. This will be a 31-yarder for him on 4th and 4. Kick is partially blocked. I think it was blocked. A line drive effort and nowhere to go that time, and it will be no good.
So you had 3rd and 2, and you end up getting a field goal block because you don't convert on 3rd down. Big series right there for Walker on defense.
Let's take a look at the non-select seeds from 5-5A. And there you go. Dutchtown is our highest seed at number 11. Santa Moss 15. Denham Springs at 20. Walker's number 22. And Live Oak number 27.
A couple shockers with that is, one, Live Oak is in there.
Right. I agree.
And East Ascension is not in there. And that's a little bit of a shocker. But, 5 out of 7 teams in the district.
Pretty strong district from top to bottom. Walker will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. Worst field position of the night for the Wildcats. Caden Jones is going to be wrapped up and goes nowhere.
Interesting right there. Walker, through formation alignment, forced Josh Lewis to be, there he is, number 98, out there where I'm pretty certain he's not used to playing 15, 20 yards away from the football.
6'5", 260 for Josh Lewis, and so athletic. We were watching him in warm-ups, and my goodness.
Yeah, Coach Hill would probably like to see him in the basketball court.
Yeah,
again.
I bet he would. Picking his way through, and a nice form tackle that time by number 5, Cam Washington. Again, it was Jones.
Good job of patience on that play, because he bust through there, and I thought, uh-oh.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
It seems like every play is a big play. This is another one.
You're right.
That's playoff football, though.
It does seem to have a little bit more meaning, of course, when you know that winner goes on and loser goes home. Jones trying to let his blockers get out in front of him.
Got a first down.
He does get the first down and more as he kind of zips out of the pile some kind of way and ends up picking up another 3 or 4 yards. Again, he was patient on this, and then all of a sudden, he just squirts out. Gets another 2 yards. Boy, it's just so weird seeing a number 94 on your running back, isn't it?
He's not supposed to be as good as he is with number 94.
Only seen about 4 passes, and one of those was a touchdown pass, maybe about 5, but one of those a touchdown pass. The first score for Walker earlier. Flags will fly and the whistle will blow.
Probably the latest fad of a saying, Jimmy, that people are probably getting tired of. I don't think we had that one on the bingo card.
There you go. 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats.
That probably annoyed at least one fan listening to the game. And the other ones are going, you're right, you're right.
First and 15 now for the Wildcats. Backs them up the nose of the football, resting at the 30-yard line. Taylor went in motion, sets up on the left side of the field. He's dropping back to throw it, and he finds his man. It's complete at the 42-yard line. It was complete
Another
to
flag.
number 26, Jacob Mackey.
Ineligible downfield, Jimmy. That'll back him up.
Wow.
That was not a big pass play. It was 10 yards, though, for Walker. Gave him a shot, got it all back, and then some. It would have been 2nd and 5.
So it brings up 1st and 20 on 2 consecutive penalties for the Wildcats.
Usually I would tell you this is a screen down.
Hand it off to Caden. Nowhere to go. As he is mauled at the line of scrimmage. He picks up 3, maybe.
But he came out of there surprisingly once again, like he's been doing most of the night.
Olawati making the stop along with some other Griffins. Sean Lovely will come out of the ball game. There's a nice shot of the Walker band. Ascension versus Livingston Parish. Not quite the EA.
That's
Santa
illegal
rivalry.
motion again.
Yep.
That should have stopped the play. Well, maybe not. Illegal shift.
We'll hear it from Chris Abity. Illegal shift.
Coach Mastretta declines this one.
So it'll make it.
I guess a shift you can continue with the play. Illegal procedure, you stop the play. So it's 3rd and big play right here.
3rd and 15. That was the 3rd straight penalty on this drive.
Last time they did this, they're gonna go empty quarterback draw. That's what the 3rd and 12 or 15 was last time. Let's see if Walker goes back to it.
He's going to drop back still, looking for somebody to throw to, and he does. He overthrows his intended man, that being Rashad Taylor, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, well.
He'll have to put it away.
So much for my prediction.
The effort was there. The execution lacked, my friend. So they will punt this one. Their only other punt of the night was blocked, and it set up the first touchdown for the Griffins. Quick scoring update.
8-0. Westgate over Santa Monica.
Yep. Niall Allen set to punt this one away. And it will be Mayo. High snap. He gets the ball away, and it's a short punt. It will bounce at the 48-yard line and take a Griffin bounce, and it will be downed at about the 40. So 1st and 10 for the Dutchtown Griffins. They get the punt away, and they'll have it at their own 40. Again, great field position for Dutchtown.
If you don't think the block punt had an impact on that one, it did. But going back to, blocking a punt is not as easy as this thing. You see often that you right there and you think, how did he miss it? But you're so hesitant to run into the punter. You got to practice that way. You kind of run on the side and stick a hand out. And that's how I think it was Highland Rents that got that first one, just with the left hand, sticking it out there.
1st and 10 Griffins. It'll be Owen Fletcher pulling it back away from LeKeedron, and he will pick up 4. And he is thrown to the turf after the whistle blows. Fans wanted a little flag on that one.
Yeah, the White Hats are going to have to. With the intensity of a playoff game, but that's 4 yards for Owen. That's ahead of the chains.
Definitely. 2nd and 6. Ball at the 44. Clock rolling, 6:30 left to go here in the half. Dropping back, first pass. Owen's going to tuck it and run. He's got some running room still on his feet. Crosses midfield down to the 45-yard line before being wrapped up. He picks up 10 yards, making 11 yards on that carry. Looked like he was going to throw it, saw something, and took off.
I'm curious because it certainly looked like a pass, but he made a quick decision, and some people are sprinters. They can run like LeKeedron Harvey in 100 meters, and others can go 10 yards as fast as anybody. He went 10 yards as fast as anybody.
I agree with that, and he didn't waste any time when he saw that opening. Now he's going to pass. He's got his man off his fingertips. He got him turned around just a little bit. Oh, man, he had him wide open. And it wasn't a bad pass. It just twisted up the receiver a little bit.
Well, it's kind of like that center field ball that comes right over your head, and to a certain extent. That's why it was Dotter. It wasn't to his left or his right. It was right over his head, and it's which way do I turn? Do I turn this way? Do I turn that way? But that'll back the safety up a little bit.
Yes.
Keep him out of the run game a little bit.
Because you got 9 in the box there for sure. Pulling it back is Fletcher. Fletcher sees another opening. He will be slung down. And, boy, you know what he does so well is he goes forward. Even when they're tackling him, they're flinging him forward. And that was number 20, Musso, making the stop. He comes from his safety spot.
And I'm going to tell you, Owen is not 150 pounds. I see him every day in class, but he's a football player. The one thing that he's doing, though, he's got 2 hands on the football because they're trying to grab it, and that's why he's continuing to go forward. Once again, 5 minutes left to go in the half, Jimmy. It feels like another big play.
Yes, it does.
Dutchtown doesn't want to give Walker the ball.
Right. 3rd and 1. Harvey will be dragging a defender with him, and he will do so. Caldwell makes the tackle, but the first down is there. He gets 3. Just enough.
His 15-yarder early in the game was impressive. That 1-yarder or 2-yarder was just as important as that big one earlier.
If not more so, that's right.
Keep that chain rolling. Dutchtown's trying to do a 2-for-1 right here. Try to score and get the ball to start the second half. It's been a fast-moving quarter and then some.
Well, when you don't throw the ball and just running it, the clock continues to roll. LeKeedron. There he goes. Harvey's got the room. Look at him dance. He dances his way, spins away, still on his feet at the 10-yard line, brought down at the 7. We'll make it the 8. What a play for him.
Run this back. The key play is the not play. It's right. The wide receiver ended up on the backside. The cornerback fought inside. LeKeedron was able to run through it, but the tendency is to give that little shove, and it would have turned it back. Not touching him was the biggest play on that play, and I think that was Mayo on that.
Zion Russ had a touchdown-saving tackle at the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 9. It's 1st and goal for the Griffins. So that flag will fly here, and that is going to be
too many men. I think Walker's got maybe too many men on the field.
That would be a huge play, and it is.
It helps to play with 12 now.
My goodness, that is the 6th penalty of the night.
I made that comment Saturday night. I said it looks like Alabama's playing defense with 12.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Griffins, 1st and goal now from the 5. They get half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, I would think it's probably a little LaKeedron Harvey time.
You think? Quick pitch to LaKeedron. LaKeedron angling toward the pylon. He's going to get hit hard at the 2-yard line.
Well, he's right. He's right there. But that's our referee that doesn't like to stick his hands up, Jimmy.
Not kidding. Look at that. Looked like he had it, and he was slowed down just enough.
He's inside the 1.
Number 17, Gavin Richard. But
to his credit, I don't think he was in on that one. I thought he was in on the first one.
No, he was. Yeah, I think he's for sure shy on that one. On this one, brings up 1st and goal from the 1. Excuse me, 2nd and goal from the 1. LaKeedron.
Oh, he fumbles.
He did fumble. Ball's loose. Still.
Owen may have got. Oh, he's picked. He's got it. He's off and running.
Oh my goodness! Here he goes. He's got some room. He took it out of the end zone. Still on his feet. One guy to beat it. He will be tackled after making a 55-yard return.
Wow, Jimmy, was he in the end zone when he fumbled? That's the question. Nope.
He was down at the 2-yard line, and he fumbled it, still loose.
Was his knee down? Run that back one more time, Courtney, please.
That was Zion Russ.
Watch when he picked up the football. Is the right knee down?
It's close. It's close. I don't know, but that's great camera work and great directing.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt. I don't.
By our crew.
I don't know if it was challenged whether they would overturn that or not.
I agree. Without any other angles. So after almost scoring a touchdown, it is now 1st and 10 for the Walker Wildcats, and they're going to try to make something happen. Silv looking for somebody to throw to. He throws it downfield. The receiver comes back to it. Unfortunately, he came back just a little too much, and he overthrows him. There you see the brother of Andrew Fields. That's right, playing for Ole Miss.
A lot of times after a big play, OCs like to go up top. And that's what Walker was trying to do. Good job of Dutchtown's defense stopping it. It was a coverage, though. They need to get a sack.
Right. They had an opportunity. Moving the pile. Still moving the pile.
That's just O lineman going after D lineman. He was down for a 1.5-yard gain.
Well, this game is definitely they got to be real careful. I mean, just because both of these teams are definitely jacked up. Pass is complete. Good job to close on the receiver, number 82, Braylon Kent.
4th and about 3. They're going hurry up right here. Got to be careful. They're going hurry up. If they don't make it, Dutchtown's going to have a shot.
Yes, they do. 2:10 left to go here in the first half.
I would expect them to let this kind of maybe run down and call timeout. That's what looked like Mahaffey's kind of looking at the clock.
10 seconds on the play clock.
Nope. Quarterback
draw. It will be Silv by himself, picks his way through and gets the first down. Crosses the 35-yard line to the 34, and that was a well-executed play for Troy Silv.
Yeah.
This will be the 5th play of the drive. Looking for somebody to throw to, and he does. As soon as he catches the football, he was met. The catch is made by number 1, Joseph.
They make it look like gaining 6 yards so easy. This 1:20 left. Walker has all of their timeouts. They would like to they know Dutchtown's getting the ball, so let's start the second half.
Well, it would be quite a turn of events if they could put it in the end zone with the position of the Griffins earlier. Sills picks up a couple, maybe just make it one, brings up 3rd down and 3.
Timeout. Let's see who calls it. Walker.
While we've got the timeout, let's take a look at the Dutchtown playoff history real quick. You know, Benny Saya was here from 2004 to 2015. He went 11-12 in the playoffs. Guy Mastretta in his 8th year, gone to the playoffs 7 times, 7 years in a row, 6-7. So 17-19 the total from 2004 to 2023. So we're hoping to add to that total and maybe get into the positive side of the win column with this year.
Yeah, well, in order to have more wins than losses in the playoffs, you gotta go deep. You gotta go to at least the 3rd round.
Yep.
Because if you win the first round, lose the second, you're 1-1. So last year, Dutchtown was 3-1.
Sanama on the board. Westgate still leading 8-6 over Sanama with 6 minutes left in the half. Jailbreak. Somebody's got to do something. They got to tackle him, and he's going to get the first down. Will Sills. Boy, they had some opportunities and finally brought down by Josh Lewis, but boy, that's rough for him to be able to get away from that.
Yeah, it drives you crazy when you see defensive linemen deeper than the quarterback, you know, running past him, got to break down. Your eyes light up. It's like Christmas. You want to make a big play. 49 seconds left.
2nd down.
2 timeouts left.
It should be 1st down, right?
No, they spiked it on 1st down.
Oh, sorry. What happens when you take the eye off for just a second? Looks right, dump pass, complete. Got some running room all the way down to the 12-yard line of 1st down. A little jump pass to number 92. That was unexpected.
Yeah, right over the arms. Josh Lewis probably thought that ball was coming right for me, and I'm going to pick this and run the other way.
Sam Ponce might be his first catch of the year. First and 10 from the 12.
Very patient by Walker.
41 seconds left to go in the half, and they are just methodically eating up yardage here. They've overcome some penalties. Handoff to Jones, and Jones drives those legs, and he will be down to the 6.
They used that 2nd timeout, 37 seconds left. Whew. What a whale of a first half.
It has been back and forth for sure. Let's LHSAA Division I non-select. We got this is in our bracket on our side. Ruston has the bye. They're the 3rd seed. Sam Houston's playing at Zachary. A little surprised Zachary's not a little higher seed than they are. Number 22 Walker obviously playing here tonight, and then Live Oak, and the 27 seed playing at Southside. So the winner of this game will play Southside next week.
Well, you got Zachary. They lost to Central in a heck of a football game.
Yeah, I forgot.
They also lost to Catholic High.
Yep, and that was what a game that was.
77-55, I think, something along those lines.
Neville is the number 1 seed in the 5A.
Oh, not Neville and Ruston and Airline. I think they up there. They are well battle tested up there.
Central's the 4th seed. 2nd and 6. 37 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Again, goes down and gets that ball, dumps it off, and it's incomplete. Stops the clock. If it's going to happen, that's probably a good thing to have happen.
I was about to tell you the same thing. Probably a good thing for Walker. When that first happened, I was like, oh, he's got some room, but Dutchtown did a good job of closing on it. You know who they go to when they need big plays, Jimmy? Number 48. I wouldn't be surprised to see him tuck
You're
it.
right.
on a quarterback power going the other way.
Third down, 3rd and 6. Clock stopped with 32 seconds. Just mere moments ago, the Griffins were knocking on the door. This is a quick pass toward the corner of the end zone. He goes up high. Did he get it?
He called it touchdown.
Touchdown! He did make the grab, and he held on. What a play. That's number 1, Carleon Joseph.
Well, he went up high and strong hands.
Pretty good effort that time by Kobe Harris. I thought he was going to knock the ball away, but you're right. Those are some vice grips.
Yeah.
Boy, that is
huge.
That hurts. That hurts when you really literally were on the 1-inch line, fumble the football, they bring it out to the 45, a 55-yard return on the fumble, and they put it in the end zone with 26 seconds to spare. The PAT is up, and it is good.
It wasn't pretty, but it was through.
We will take a break. 26 seconds remain in this half, and the Wildcats lead 14-7 over the Griffins. Back after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins sports medicine program. Advantage Physical Therapy, Cotta Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
Scoring drive, 48 yards. It took them 11 plays, but they got it into the end zone. A touchdown pass from Silv to Joseph from 6 yards out, and the PAT was good, and that's where we stand, 14-7. Again, I just hard to imagine the flip of the entire game, the flip of the field that just happened in the last 2 minutes of this half.
Yeah, Jimmy, a little deja vu for Griffin fans that's been around a while. Just shy of 17 years ago, Dutchtown's in the quarterfinals at Westgate, looking to go up 2 scores, and Eddie Lacy put it on the ground.
Fumble. Oh, my heavens. The Wildcats strip the ball away from Mayo, and they have the ball again at the 26-yard line with 18 seconds to go. They've got a shot here. They have 2 plays to put it in the end zone.
They got 1 timeout. They may have more than that. And 1 has shown he can go up and get it.
Yep.
When they threw it to 2 earlier tonight, he went up. Rashad Taylor looked like he can go up and get it as well.
Taylor's 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's at the bottom of your screen. And that's the way he's looking. He's going to throw it away wisely with 13 seconds on the clock, and they'll stop it there. Brings up 2nd down.
There's nothing more aggravating as the defensive coordinator, I can tell you, than a quarterback being able just to throw it away.
Yeah, no doubt.
You make a good play, and they bail out the offense all the time.
Oh, without question. Well, you better hurry. Dive. He got off just in time.
13 seconds left. Still got 1 timeout. They can use the whole field still.
Silv looking for somebody to throw to. He's got him open in the middle. Nope, wide open in the corner. Guess who? Number 1, Joseph. No, check that, 2. It was Rashad Taylor. That's the guy you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Boy, that hurts.
Well, think they had a messed up coverage, and that's a backup safety that's in the ball game where maybe Riley would have been in the game if it were not for an injury. But you can't blame it on the backup when a couple starters have put the ball on the ground. So that's why it's a ultimate team game, and everybody's got to play their part.
14 seconds, and they put 2 touchdowns on the board.
Yeah, well, with about 3 minutes left to go in the half, Jimmy, and Dutchtown was trying to go up 14.
Bad snap, bad kick, falls on it, and that'll do it for the PAT.
that's big. That's big. You know, little things that kind of give you momentum and give you hope.
Yep.
Being down 13 is different than being down 14.
We'll keep it here with only 8 seconds left to go in the half. Mentioned Central is the 4th seed in the non-select Division I. Airline number 2.
You know, Ruston, Airline, and Neville. I think that's all in the same district up there.
Man, that's a tough one.
Airline has put some serious points on the board up there. They had some like 65-64 battles.
Wow.
I think Airline may have played Bird and you win a game. I don't know.
8 seconds left in the first half of this one. We have a great halftime show for you. Of course, we'll have the band playing, and we'll have our halftime interview with Barry Whittington. A little bit of room, but not much across the 45.
A flag.
Flag flies with 0 seconds on the clock. Another flag, and there's going to be, it's getting a little chippy out there.
Well, the White Hat didn't throw it earlier, Jimmy, when that would have been a big part of that too. And now he throws it at the end of the half. There's already one, and that's going to be bad for Dutchtown because that could have maybe put him at the 35-yard line to give him a reasonable shot to get in the end zone. Now it's probably going to be offset.
Right.
But there should be 3 seconds left to go in the half.
They're still sorting it out. Our officials from the New Orleans Association.
Wow. Kind of a stunned Dutchtown crowd right now, Jimmy, after what they witnessed in the last 3 minutes of action.
I think that is probably about as aptly put as it could be. Let's see. Chris Abity, our White Hat, head referee. Still getting some instructions from Coach Mastretta. Personal foul against the Wildcats. Personal foul against Dutchtown. They offset. They have not put any time back on the clock yet.
Now, help me do the math. They got 2 flags. They marked 15 from the one the White Hat threw, which was the second one, and then they marched it back. But if they would have marched the other way from the other referee's flag and marched it back, then it would have been 7 yards in favor of Dutchtown.
That's right.
So I have no idea who trumped. Maybe the White Hat trumps the other one. I don't know.
I don't know, but we have it looks like an untimed down. Because they did not put any time back on the clock. It is zeros across the board, as you can see, and they will have 1 untimed down. So an opportunity to see if they can take it 47 yards, and they're going to hand off to LeKedron. LeKedron running hard, still on his feet, and he will be tackled at the 40-yard line, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And it was an exciting one right up until about 3 minutes, and then it got even more exciting for the Walker Wildcats. 20-7 is our score. Walker leading the Dutchtown Griffins here at halftime. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dutchtown Sound and the Griffin Girls. Griffin Girls sponsor is Kobe Landry. Senior Griffin Girl leaders are Captain Addison Email, co-captains Ali Kibbe, Sydney Kane, junior officers Olivia Sedetol, London Lott, and London Geisler.
Ryan Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
Give us a call.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call. You gotta call Title.
B.T. Chapman and A.J. Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
We're REV Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. REV Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at halftime, and we are so glad that you've joined us for the Rev Game of the Week. It is the Bidistrict round of the playoffs. It is a rematch between the Dutchtown Griffins and the Walker Wildcats. Of course, the Wildcats handed Dutchtown their only loss of the season in week number 8, and they are trying to avenge that for sure here at Griffin Stadium. But right now, they are trailing 20-7. Just to set things up for you a little bit, Dutchtown literally was at the 1-inch line when LaKeedron Harvey fumbled the football into the end zone. It was picked up by Jonathan Musso, and Musso took it from about 8 yards deep in the end zone all the way to the 45-yard line of Dutchtown. So a 55-yard return on the fumble, and that set them up for a long drive, but then a drive that took them all the way, and they were able to score. And so we are, so that's how they scored. And then another fumble on the kickoff, and they were able to score again. We are lucky that we have the principal of Dutchtown, Mr. Barry Whittington, jumping on with us right now. And
yes, sir.
And Mr. Whittington, thanks for joining.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, it has been an exciting football season, but it's also been an exciting year for you. Your first year at principal, and just wanted to get a few words from you about how things have been going for you.
Pretty good. Everybody's getting ready for the Thanksgiving break coming up in the next week. School's been going well. Kids have been behaving. We had the issue with the cell phone law and everything like that, but our kids have done really well with adhering to that law.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. It has gone pretty smoothly, huh?
Absolutely. Of course, kids are kids, and they're going to make mistakes, but for the most part, our kids have been really compliant, not too upset about the rule change. We were very consistent with our enforcement early on, and now we're reaping the benefits of that. And things at school seem to be a lot more calm. Kids are interacting with each other, and they're learning some real people skills.
That's right.
How to talk to another human face-to-face and everything like that, so it's been going well.
I've got to ask you, you were, I guess, freshman principal last year, right, for a couple of years.
Yes, sir.
And then moved up to be the principal of the entire school. Going from just freshman to a school of 2,000 students, it's amazing. I mean, it's got to be a challenge for you, but a good challenge.
Absolutely. When people ask if I was, are you ready for this job and everything like that, you're never going to be ready to be the principal of a school that's this big. But you can be ready for the responsibility that comes with being the principal of a school this big. And I felt like I was ready every single day. I'm trying to live through what I believe and administrate through a way that gives kids grace, the adults grace. And just, I want Dutchtown to be a place that people love graduating from and want to come back to.
Coach, I remember we called a few games when you were a basketball coach, and I gotta ask, has it been okay? Has it been pretty easy to leave the court? I guess a little bit.
Well, part of the motivation for leaving the court was being able to spend time with my family.
Mm-hmm.
I was coaching football, basketball. That would be, starting at the end of July, going all the way to March, and always being on for sports. With this transition, I've been able to, ironically, spend more time with my kids, but they come to school with me every single day.
Right.
They get off the bus here every single day. So I miss it, but there would be nothing that athletics could give me that would replace the feeling I get with being my kids every single day. So I miss it, but I don't miss it enough.
I understand. Academically, Dutchtown is a high-performing school, and that says a lot, not just for your leadership, but for your staff, your teachers, your faculty. They've all bought into making sure that Dutchtown is one of the best schools in the state.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate to have a feeder system of primary and middle schools that sends us really, really prepared students, and it's our job to make sure that we take their success and grow on it. We started this year talking about our why. And, our slogan right now, our why statement is, we believe in every Griffin's hopes, dreams, and futures. And that's something that we want to live by every single day. when we say every Griffin, we're talking about custodial workers, cafeteria workers, bus drivers, teachers, administrators, students, everybody. Every Griffin, we want to make sure they're able to live their hopes, dreams.
And it takes so many people to make a school like this function this size. Just like you said, it's not just teachers and administrators. It's all the way down the line.
Absolutely. This is a family. Our custodians take pride in making sure our facilities stay well kept. Our cafeteria workers take pride in making sure kids are fed. Our counselors take pride in making sure kids' schedules are right and they get the things that they need. In every touch point of our campus, we want to make sure that we are living by that wise statement, making sure that we let every Griffin know that we care about them, we want the best for them.
Mr. Whittington, I don't want to put you on the spot, but just talking about technology and the way things have changed, not just from us, but just even over the last few years, how things have progressed. I bet it's got to be a challenge for you and your staff and your faculty to keep up with those challenges, and also to teach that new technology.
Right. Well, our kids have never lived a life without this level of technology. Right. Every kid has had a phone since they were born. Sorry.
That's right. I've been doing it all night. Don't worry. Promise.
Excuse me. I'm coughing all in everybody's ear. I think our goal is really to make sure that we stay on the forefront and ahead of some of the things that are happening with technology, so that we can teach kids to use those tools effectively and ethically. Right.
Right.
Kids have cell phones. They are, a lot of them are technology literate, but when it comes to like using the things for tools for their betterment, they don't have the proper skills and knowledge of how to be able to use those things to the best of their ability. So we're definitely trying to stay on top of that with our teachers to make sure that they have the training they need to use technology in a way that that enhances the learning experience.
Any new programs that you got this year, or even in the last couple of years, that have kind of been added to the curriculum?
Well, we're always trying to find different things. This year we have our parish took some students and preparing them to be firefighters.
Oh, wow.
So we have 2 students from Dutchtown that are getting training right down the road.
Amazing.
Of course, we have our partnership with ABC, so we have kids that are getting prepared for the workforce. RPCC, ECO and things like that. We still have that program. What else we have?
I know we have some students working with us, doing the
absolutely.
game, doing REV.
REV. Y'all, shout out to REV and all the equipment, the mentorship, the time and effort that y'all put in to our schools. And I know I can speak from a personal standpoint for our school. It brings me great joy to see the sideline full of kids doing work that's something they can do when they leave here.
That's right.
Right, and that's what education is all about, preparing the kids for what their life is going to be like after this. Get them to see and experience things and have experienced things so that when they do have to do it for real, quote unquote, for real, they're ready to go.
Well, not only is he having success on the football field, but the volleyball team had a really good run. Unfortunately, they're out of the Final 8, but still, what a great job they did.
Absolutely. We are fortunate to have Coach Ricks as our volleyball coach. He does a great job every year to have Dutchtown to be a volleyball program that's well respected around the state. We went 5 sets last night. I think we lost 15-12, 15-11, something like that. Our girls battled. We played well enough to win. We just didn't pull it out. The girls, this team, I've been here for 5 years. This team was one of my favorites to watch because they were a really cohesive unit that played really well together. And I was really proud of the way they played and the way they battled yesterday.
Well, we've got a lot more football coming up. We're going to take a quick break. Barry Whittington, thank you so much for being with us. And thank you for all the hard work that you're doing here at Dutchtown. It's just it's a blessing to see all the people that are here. You've got a great fan base.
Absolutely.
And you've just got a great school here. We appreciate you having us.
Thank you. Thank you. Go Griffs.
Barry Whittington, everybody, the principal here at Dutchtown. We can't thank him enough for stopping by with us. And we will be back right after this, and we will set up this second half of play. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a lot more in this Bidistrict round of the playoffs. The Griffins trailing 20-7 to the Wildcats. Back right after this on the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing, SEC Heating and Cooling, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's in
What a great interview. We really appreciate the principal, Barry Whittington, stepping in with us and taking some time and talking about the great things that are happening here at Dutchtown. You know, all the Ascension Parish schools, got to think about how big Ascension Parish is growing here with 4 5A high schools. Just amazing. And we appreciate the school board. We appreciate the superintendent, and we certainly appreciate all the work that the principals, faculties, and staff do to make the students here in Ascension Parish so well prepared for college and anything else after high school. And we talked about the volleyball. Let's show you exactly how things went for the Final 8 tournament. Dutchtown volleyball by district. They were able to beat Mandeville. Dutchtown was the 6th seed in the volleyball playoffs. They beat Mandeville, the regional round, then they took out Denham Springs, of course, a district foe, in 3 straight sets. Then they went on to the Ochsner LHSAA State Volleyball Tournament at the Cajun Dome. In the quarterfinal round, they just couldn't pull it out against Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel was the 3 seed. We did find out that Mount Carmel, that was yesterday, by the way, and then Mount Carmel today lost to Dominican. So, again, what a great run it was for the Lady Griffins, the Dutchtown Lady Griffins in volleyball. We have just a few minutes left of this halftime period, and we have got some great football coming up. Again, it has been back and forth until the very last 3 minutes of this half. They really, things were pretty well even, and then all of a sudden that one mistake, of course, Dutchtown was able to block a punt on the first drive of the game and drive down and score, and that's how we got to 7-0. And then right back, Walker comes back and makes another fine drive, and they were able to put it into the end zone. It was actually a double pass. It was a halfback pass back to the quarterback, Silv, and that was how they scored their first touchdown. And then Dutchtown had another drive, and Walker punted on their subsequent drive. And then after the fumble on the 1 yard line, or less than the 1 yard into the end zone, when Dutchtown was driving and looking like they were going to go up right before halftime, 2 touchdowns were reeled off after the fumble in the end zone, which returned 55 yards, set up the go-ahead touchdown to make it 14-7. And then Mayo, unfortunately, fumbles on the subsequent kickoff, and within 18 seconds, the Walker Wildcats were able to put it in the end zone with a 26-yard pass from Silv to number 2, Rashad Taylor. The PAT was no good, and that is where we stand. We are going into the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be the third quarter of this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have got a lot of football left to play. This is the playoff. The road to the Dome has begun, and it is right here on the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins sports medicine program. Advantage Physical Therapy, Cotta Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
To the student section gate.
Just about the start of the third quarter. So glad that you have joined us on the Rev Game of the Week. Let's take a look at the records. The records for our districts. In 5A, you see Dutchtown and Sanamaw. They were co-district champions. Dutchtown with an 8-1 regular season record, 5-1 in district. Their only loss to Walker. Sanamaw, 7-2. Their only loss to Dutchtown. Denham Springs 7-3, 4-2 in district play. Walker 6-4, 4-2 in district. Live Oak 3-6. They're in the playoffs with a 4-2 district record. East Ascension 4-2, and Prairieville, a tough year. They were 2-8, 0-6 in district, but they've got the makings of something that can be and will be a pretty good football team in the coming years. Mike Schmidt has got a lot to work with, and talking with Coach Swacker, they've got a lot of good kids coming in from their feeder schools over the next few years. So Prairieville, I mean, it's tough to start off in a 5-5A district as strong as this.
I'm sorry. You're not making too many friends in the Dutchtown community there, Jimmy, because you're talking about a split championship, and Dutchtown will tell you they're the outright champion with the head-to-head. But I'm sure Santa Maria has shirts that say district champion on them as well. And then to talk about how good Prairieville is going to be in the future, that's not making any friends either. But I agree with you. If you look at the two middle schools, the two top middle schools, I think, were Prairieville and Galvez, and those two are the two feeder schools. And while that doesn't necessarily guarantee you success, you would rather have the top two feeders in the top two in the middle school program than the bottom two.
Right.
You know, so I'll take it. I'll take my chances with that.
Just to be clear, our executive producer is the one that told me about this split district. I just want to make sure that.
But that's coming from an EA. EA producer, man.
I understand, but anyway, it was an interesting year for this whole district. And it's a lot of parity there. There's just a lot of parity, a lot of good football here in 5-5A, and we're seeing it here tonight. You take away 2 minutes of this game, and it's 7-7.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Or 14. So either way, I mean, so much happened in the last part of the second quarter that it's really hard to imagine that we're at 20-7 when it literally was 2 minutes left in the half. It was 7-7, and it looked like Dutchtown was going in to score a touchdown.
Yeah, as an obvious teaching at Dutchtown and been here for a long time and got family and friends that are here, I'm pulling for the black and purple, and so you're feeling pretty good. I mean, when you're up 7-7, you got a quarterback that's a youngster, and we talked about Lathan Riley not being there, but we also missed Kristen Gotro, the starting right tackle. He got hurt last year, and they had to play without him, and he's out this week, and hopefully we'll be back next week if Dutchtown can come back and win this contest. And that extra point will loom large as, if Dutchtown can take the ball and make it a 20-14 game and get a stop, that will start adding pressure to Walker. That one point.
Yep.
So,
well, Dutchtown will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Mayo is back there along with number 32 to receive it, Ethan Brooks.
Selfishly, I got a Griffin girl, and
yeah, I saw that. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It's the last of 3 I've had ones out there, I think, since 2015, minus 1 year.
Wow.
And so selfishly, I want her to be able to dance some more, even though she's got nationals and state competitions. And
it's not the same when you're not on the football field. I get it.
Not on the same, it's a little different dancing on the 50-yard line than in the gym.
Here we go. Kickoff is a high end-over-end short kick taken by number 32.
Becknell.
Becknell.
He's on offense right now. Next year he may be on the defensive side of the football.
35-yard line was first and 10 for the Griffins.
First and 10 for the Griffins. We start the third quarter, and it's their first opportunity on offense.
LaKeedron's had some big runs in the first half, and he's capable of going 60 at any point in time.
You coached a lot of football. How do you get out of his head a little bit? I guess you give it right back to him, and that's what they're doing. LaKeedron, Harvey running hard, picking up 14. That's a good way to get it out of his head.
Well, I can tell you, the only way he'd be coming out of the game is if they put him on a stretcher, because you got to ride him. And those DBs, they're not a big fan of tackling 210 pounds running 4-4 at him on a regular basis with a head full of steam. I can tell you that.
We've got an injured Walker Wildcat, it looks like.
I didn't get a number.
Nah, I haven't seen it yet either.
But that's a good start for Dutchtown. Gives them confidence. Once again, takes pressure off. I happened to be on the sideline watching the dance team at halftime, and Owen was down there warming up and said, don't worry about it, 14. Keep your composure. Everything's fine. Go down there and put 7 on the board and watch what happens in the second half.
Absolutely. Let's take a look real quick while we have a second. Non-select Division I top 10 power ratings. You got Neville number 1. They're the number 1 seed. Airlines the 2 seed. Ruston's the 3 seed. And Central's the 4 seed. So that's how it worked out. You got Mandeville followed by Southside, Northwood, Shreve, and Hanville, Terrebonne, and Destrehan round out the top 10.
Well, yeah. One thing we haven't talked about and is really kind of going hush-hush since Saturday or Sunday is the U-High situation where there's a lawsuit going on and they got to make a decision. I think Monday maybe is when it's supposed to go in front of the judge. U-High is currently in the playoffs, but they had a bye. And so all their wins count. It affected Dutchtown because Collegiate of Baton Rouge had a win against U-High with the forfeit, and Dutchtown was the higher seed.
Dante Flowers is the one that was injured. He is off on his own power, but that could be a big blow if he can't come back in to the ballgame for the Walker defense.
Ooh, there ain't no doubt. We talked about 6 earlier in the game, but so back to the playoff. That had an impact all the way down
Definitely,
the line.
right.
Dutchtown dropping to 11 instead of being an 8. So, and that decision will come down, and if U-High is found to be guilty, then they'll be out of the playoffs and whoever they play this week.
Look at this. LeKedron, he will be tripped up, a touchdown saving tackle, but he went to 4th gear right through the line of scrimmage. I mean, it was almost 0 to 100, and he gets first down and a big pickup, a 25-yard pickup for him.
I think he heard me in the first half when I told him that when I said Owen Fletcher gets to 10 yards as fast as anybody. I think he's trying to prove that I was wrong.
I'm afraid you're right, my friend, because he went 0 to 60 as fast as lightning. And they'll hand it to him again. Nope, it'll be Fletcher pulling it back. Smart move, and he's got some room. He's down to the 15-yard line. They'll probably kneel him down at the 16-yard line. But another first down for the Griffins.
I think they gave LeKedron a break right there because I think if he gives it, he may score.
Pretty good open field tackle right there around the ankles on Fletcher. This time they do hand it to LeKedron. LeKedron's got some room. He's going to hang on to the football for sure. He's down to the 2. Boy, this has been a boom, boom, boom kind of play, kind of a drive for the Griffins. 1st and goal. They'll actually mark him at the 3-yard line.
I think they're going Wildcat right here as Owen Fletcher has come out of the game. Interesting way to do the Wildcat because Owen played wide receiver early in the year before Fields came back.
Well, they got a very tight formation. Mayo's all the way out, stretched all the way to the sideline at the bottom of your screen. You can't even see him. To Harvey. Harvey's got it in to the end zone. Touchdown! And just like that, 1:55 seconds off the clock in the 3rd quarter, and the Dutchtown Griffins put it in the end zone on 6 plays.
Wow. I don't know if that makes Walker's DC more nervous or gives the Dutchtown fans more excitement on that balance on what we just saw over the last 6 plays, Jimmy.
I agree with you. 19 of 19 now for Corbin Roussel. And it is 20 to 14, and you said it 5 or 6 times. We'll talk about it after the break. That point looms large. You'll be back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing, SEC Heating and Cooling, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's in Prairieville.
It took 1:55 seconds for the Griffins to march 6 plays 65 yards and put it into the end zone. And we were talking, I was mentioning earlier right when the third quarter started, how do you get that mistake out of LaKeedron's head? Well, that's how you do it. You run him, you run Owen a little couple of times, and then you let him take it into the end zone.
Well, it was 1:55 on the clock, but if you took from snap to stop, snap to stop, I don't know if it took 12 seconds.
I think you're right. End over end short kick. Coming up to make the catch at the 25-yard line, and he slips down. That's Mackey. Was it 46? 26. Jacob Mackey. Wildcats will have decent field position at the 31-yard line.
Which they've had most of the night after Dutchtown has decided to sky kick it. I've been the fearful coach of kicking it deep in high school, I can tell you. And had at least one run back against me as a special teams coach playing against Woodlawn. And when you lose 14-7,
this will be the 6th drive of the game for the Wildcats. They have started on their own side of the field 3 times. Still dumping it off on the screen to Jones, and Jones will pick up 10 yards right at the first down marker.
He rolled out the other way. 26 was open here too. You can see it right here in front of your screen. It would have been a very difficult throw. I'll see if they got a rollout pull-up to come back to that. But nice play on first down. Dutchtown's got to get off the field.
Yes, they have not been able to do that, and that's been something that has affected them a little bit all season long.
You know, one of the few times was the block punt.
Hand off to Jones. Jones will take his time, and he just goes nowhere that time. A good job for the defense to stretch that play down the line and make the tackle after a yard gain.
Talk about the block punt on that first drive, and then Walker had 2 penalties to make it 1st and 20, and Dutchtown got a stop in that punt, which is what led to the short field to give Dutchtown a chance to go 14-7 before the fumble. So they got to get off the field right here.
2nd and 9. Silv looking for somebody to throw to. They've had opportunities to sack him. This time they might have him. It's Josh Lewis, and they will wrap him up, and finally the play will be blown dead. Great job for Lewis.
You know, I talked about it early, Jimmy. When you see defensive linemen running past the quarterback, right there, it almost like they had a slow rush, methodical rush on that, and they did a good job of that last week against Live Oak.
Well, and it takes everybody, because one of the defensive ends is turning him back in toward Josh Lewis, and they really did a good job. That's the 5th sack of the year for Lewis. Brings up 3rd down and 12. Loss of 3. Phil will be swarmed again. He's going to run out of this one. Got a little bit of room, but not much, and a good tackle that time by the defense. Chad Christie in on that one.
4th down. See what Mahaffey does after a lot of pressure on the decision making on whether to go for it, because you just watched them go 55 or 60 yards
like that. That's right.
And they're going for it again.
4th and 5. They have to get to the 48 of the Griffins for a 1st down.
They got to have a play they're pretty confident in to go for this. And I would expect quarterback run.
Seems like the most. Oh, they're going to quick kick it. Nobody back to receive, and it will take a Walker bounce all the way down to the 12-yard line.
I called that earlier.
You did call it earlier. You just a couple of series off.
I called it earlier, and they end up going for it and converting it.
You were just a little ahead of your time that time.
Dutchtown doesn't have to do anything different, Jimmy. It's not like Walker can go in at halftime and make an adjustment after what they did on that last drive.
You're right. Dutchtown Griffins over the last 5 seasons. We'll check that again in a little bit. There you go. You see it. Semifinals, regionals, we'll check it again in a little bit. We got 1st and 10 for the Griffins. Handoff to LeKedron. Harvey fumbles the football, stripped away from him. It'll be picked up by Walker, and my Lord, that is tough. They just stripped the ball away from him.
I don't think he was down.
I don't either. The ball flew away, flew out.
You know, that's the kind of, and LeKedron hasn't put it on the turf all year, and that's two. And he's just trying to do something for his team.
Right, right.
He's running hard, being physical, what you want him to do.
This is what we were looking at again earlier last year. Went to the semifinals. 2022, they finished 7-4. Went to the regionals. You see, Bidistrict regions. They've gone 7 of the last 8 years, the last 5 seasons. So,
yeah, and 2020, that's that COVID year. So that's
yep.
Number 2, Andrew Fields, the injured player, ladies and gentlemen.
Andrew Fields is the one that was injured. He was injured earlier this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at him coming off the field and see if there would be any kind of indication that's a leg injury, but I don't see it.
So with the fumble, that gives the Walker Wildcats great field position, 1st and 10 on the Dutchtown side of the football field at 31.
Coach Mastretta had a couple words for LeKedron. LeKedron, I don't think, is a kid that you can kind of get in his face. You know, some players you can chew on them a little bit, and
yeah.
Other players you kind of got to say, hey, it's going to be all right.
Well, the Walker Wildcats take a timeout. That's a little surprising after the injury, but still.
We talked about Dutchtown needs to get off the field. Now they need to get off the field. Again, but those sudden changes. Last time Walker got a sudden change, they went up top for a big play. Let's see if they'll do it again. They got their 1 and 2 guys on the same side of the field in their initial alignment here.
We've got some great winter sports coming up on the Rev Game of the Week. Of course, we'll have playoffs whenever we can going through it, depending on how things go the rest of the way. But we've got live streaming of basketball, soccer, both boys and girls basketball, boys and girls soccer. And, of course, you can watch replays on demand on Rev Sports 1 and 2 anytime you want. This is the play you were talking about, dumping it over to Caden Jones. Jones has got the room, and he's in for the score. Just like that, one of the defenders ran past him, and somehow he gets free and goes to the end zone.
Yep, that's one of those young guys that's replacing Lathan Riley.
31-yard touchdown strike on 1st down. And just like that, they take the air out of the sails of the Griffins.
They're lining up to kick this, Jimmy, and you know, you're not supposed to really chase points until the 4th quarter. So I think it's a good decision to kick it here, but I wouldn't be surprised, because if you're going to fake one, you fake one early and catch them kind of not paying attention.
Let's see how the snap goes this time. I had trouble with it last time. It's a good snap. The kick is down, and it is up and good. So, just like that, it's 26-14 with 6:57 left to go in the 3rd. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins sports medicine program. Advantage Physical Therapy, Cotta Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
And we're back, and just like that, after the LeKedron Harvey fumble, one play, the Walker Wildcats go 31 yards, touchdown strike from Silv to Caden Jones, and it is now 27-14.
Wow. Of course, the last 3 minutes of the first half was wow.
Yep.
And the last minute or so has been wow.
taken at the 20-yard line with the Griffins. He will be stopped at the 31-yard line, and the Griffins will take over 1st and 10.
You watch college football and the NFL, more so college. I mean, they're kicking the ball 8 yards deep from the 35-yard line, and you wonder where they come from. I was a kicker, and like 60 yards was the goal line was an eternity away when we kicked from the 40.
Right. Start from their own 32-yard line. By the way, it was Maddox Woodward who received the kick and had a 7-yard return. 1st and 10 Griffins. Owen Fletcher hands off to Harvey. Harvey will put his shoulder down, and then he'll cover the ball up to make sure that he doesn't lose it, but he loses some yardage, not the football.
Yeah. Much better job right there by Walker. They feeling it right now. Dutchtown's going to have to do something. Plenty of time left in the game.
Oh yeah.
Because LeKeedron can take it. If they can get that momentum back and those safeties have to tackle LeKeedron going north-south instead of east-west, their night will be a lot different.
Yes. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Hand off to Harvey once again, and Harvey is chopped down at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Aiden Smith, Austin Makowitz.
15 was able to catch him from the backside, and they haven't been able to do that all night.
Third down and 12.
Yeah, this is probably Mike Janis's most difficult call tonight. Momentum is clearly on Walker's side. Clock now running down. Young
roll out, and he gets crushed by number 6, Dante Flowers.
Who was injured earlier. We knew he was a key player on that defense.
Boy, he just blew past England Phillips and just blew into the quarterback. Brings up 4th down and 22.
He probably
flag down.
He probably was expecting a little help on that play.
Well, he didn't waste any time. I don't remember seeing a defensive tackle that fast in a long time. There was a flag down. They picked it up, but there was no signal.
I think the wide receiver wasn't set.
Punt is away, and it's a good spiraling kick. It'll be fair caught. Another flag will fly. This is going to be by the side judge.
80 was in the sideline. And I'm not sure if he was being blocked out of bounds. Because once you go out of bounds, you can't continue to run, but you can't be blocked out of bounds. And I think Coach Mastretta's explaining that to him right now. One thing about Dylan Champagne being injured, not only was he starting quarterback, he was starting punter.
Personal foul against the Griffins.
And that'll put him at about the 31-yard line, 32-yard line. Another short field.
Ball is being placed at the 32-yard line. Will be 1st and 10.
You made a good point about Champagne being the punter. I mean, you just kind of take that for granted sometimes, and anybody can do it, and they can't. It's a skilled position. It takes practice.
And he's really gotten better at it. It wasn't your traditional punting, but he was inside the 20 on a regular basis, angled it with not much of a return on a regular basis.
1st and 10 Wildcats, hand off. Got some room. He's right up the gut. Nobody touches him. Touchdown. 32-yard touchdown run for Jacob Mackey, the wingback.
Yeah, well, I was about to say Walker's going to do nothing but run the football, and they don't have any fill on the inside like they had earlier, and Walker is feeling like they are going to south side in 7 days at this point in time in this ball game.
Yes, it doesn't bode well for the Griffins. But you said it before, still a lot of time. We've got a quarter left, plus 4.5 minutes in this quarter.
Yeah, well, Dutchtown's got to figure out how to sure they got to score, but they got to figure out a way to get a stop.
They got to get a stop, and I think they're also going to have to put the ball in the air a little bit, and that's not something that Owen Fletcher is real comfortable with.
Well, I know who's comfortable with it, number 6 for Walker.
We're going to take a break. 34-14, 4:31 left to go in the third. Back after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing, SEC Heating and Cooling, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's in Prairieville.
We are back, and just like that, after a penalty, great field position for the Walker Wildcats, and they were able to just simply run it in from 32 yards out. One play by Mackey. PAT was good, and that's how things stand. 4:31 left to go in the third quarter. Now let's see what the Dutchtown Griffins have. It's going to take some moxie to get this momentum back on their side. They're going to bring in their flags will fly. Well, whistles will blow and a flag will fly. I think it's going to be offsides, huh?
That's where the flag would be. You know, it's another thing on kickoff return right here. You got the 2 deep guys, Jimmy. Normally they're the 2 deep guys for a reason, and on all levels.
Right.
That's who you want to have the football. So those guys need to come up and catch the football to have a chance to return it.
But why not just flip-flop the up guys? Why not flip-flop them? Instead of bringing them up at the last second, why not flip-flop them? I mean, maybe they kick it deep, but I don't think they will. But backs them up.
The ball's high enough. These guys can run pretty good. That's a good question. Now, it has to happen really fast.
Right.
Because if you do it right now, the special teams coach is going to tell them kick it over you. Kick it deep. So
I don't think that I don't think.
See, he's creeping up. Here he comes. Here he comes. So exactly what you wanted to have happen.
Right.
It's a good job. And there's the crease.
Nice side step on the defender. Great return that time. That was Martell Rogers.
Yeah, they got to throw just a shoulder right there.
Yep. Shows you got to wrap guys up. You can't try to knock them down. And great field position for the Griffins. They will have it 1st and 10 from the Walker 42. There's a great picture of our Rev. Rev, we thank Rev for allowing us to do these games for sure.
I had the time of my life on Fridays.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for the Griffins. Bidistrict round of the playoffs on the line. Owen will pull it back, and he will be drugged down from behind by his jersey. I got to tell you, that's a pretty good job for number 88, Draven Dixon.
I was convinced Harvey had the ball. So it's a good read. That's a harsh. Is that a harsh collar?
Just got him by the tail of his shirt.
Oh, it was the tail?
Oh, yeah, you got him way down here.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it on the second look.
I mean, it folded him like a horse collar, but he was way away from the collar.
Dutchtown, I don't want to say they need to be in a hurry up, but I want to say they need to be in a hurry up.
Harvey will swap over from the right to the left. Almost ripped the arm off of Owen, and Fletcher's still on his feet, and he's going to get the first down and more. He's going to pick up about 11 yards on the carry and a first down.
You know, you're seeing a little bit of the future of Dutchtown with Owen Fletcher at quarterback. He's only a sophomore, so in freshman football, he alternated possessions with Clay Walker Vice, a junior. In the JV football, I should say. Last year, as a freshman, he kind of held it.
Drop back. He'll be flushed from the pocket, looking for somebody to throw to. He'll deliver the football, and it's intercepted. What a great catch on the interception. But that is going to be huge, and he's going to be upended at the 45. But they fumbled the football.
called him down.
Still running.
Referee saying he was down after the interception.
Probably a good call.
Martell Rogers came up with the football. That was a great catch. He's upended, and I think he was down when the ball hit the
ground can't cause a fumble, and
right.
his elbow hit.
Yep.
But what a tremendous catch on the interception. Wow. Because Owen got around the corner, Jimmy, and I wasn't sure if he was going to throw it away, and I think he was probably in between decisions on whether to throw it away or try to throw it to that guy, and that guy doesn't make a great play. It could be a completion for Dutchtown.
Absolutely. 2:48 left to go in the third. Another opportunity for the Walker Wildcats to add to their point total. 1st and 10. This will be Silv. Silv will be tackled. The defensive line stiffens a little bit that time. Comes up with a big play.
When Dutchtown had the football, I told you they kind of need to run a hurry up. And Walker doesn't need to necessarily be in a 14-minute offense to try to eat up the rest of the game. But they don't need to be in any kind of rush either.
No.
Snap it with 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock.
Second and 11. Ooh, they better be careful. Looks like they encroached on the neutral zone. No, they got a false start call.
I didn't think Dutchtown was over. It was close. We don't get to straight down the line too often.
So another penalty. That'll be the 7th penalty of the night against the Wildcats. And they got that bunch of penalties. They got that 4 penalties in a row on that one drive, and they've been fairly clean since. Brings up 2nd and 16. Ball back almost to the 50-yard line at the 49. Handoff to Jones. Jones won't have much. He'll submarine himself to the 44. Makes it the 46. Brings up 3rd down.
Jones got a couple. 3rd and 13.
Clock rolls at 1:38. This defense is not giving up by any stretch. They're working hard out there. They just got to get off the field here, as you've said several times, and rightfully so.
Probably be another quick kick if they get any kind of. They get the ball at the 40-yard line or so. You got to think Walker is just going to quick kick it down.
Linebackers drop back in coverage. Got plenty of time to throw the football. Now he's flushed, and he'll just throw this one away.
Good coverage.
Trying to get it to Braylon Kent, but there was great coverage on him that time and just couldn't get it through, and wisely threw it out of bounds. Brings up 4th down.
Definitely.
Nobody back for the Griffins, but it's 4th and 13 or 4th and 12 for sure.
If Lathan Riley was in the game, and he probably would be back there, maybe a cover 3, and there's a quick kick, and that's a good job.
Boy, it did check on him up on a little bit more than he thought. It would look like it was going to really get down close to the goal line, but it checks up, and they will pin him back at the 13-yard line. So good effort that time for the quarterback and quick punter, Troy Silv.
This game hasn't had a ton of possessions. Probably 5 or 6 for Walker.
9 total for Walker.
9 total, yeah. And they've scored on 5 of them.
Right. Dutchtown's had 8 possessions, but their possessions have been much quicker because of mistakes. Handoff to Harvey. And Harvey will get 8 yards.
Harvey.
Just methodical, right up the gut, right off the A-gap. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Westgate up 21-13. 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Left in the 3rd quarter.
Still got time for the Gators. This will be Fletcher. Fletcher, he's got some room on the right side. Flag will fly, and he'll get the first down, but I think it's coming back.
Definitely coming back, holding on Dutchtown. And that's
right there.
Yep, that's what I think he called.
Yep. It'll bring up second and 12. 23 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Whew. That was a big penalty.
Backs him up past the 10-yard line. The nose of the football resting right at the 10.
Got the full 10 yards out of that penalty.
And they look like they're going to bring some pressure. They'll drop back now. Handoff. Nope, it's going to be the same play. This time it goes nowhere for Owen Fletcher, as he is just going to be a pack of Wildcats on him that time.
Got a Wildcat down right here on the sideline. Maybe Jeremiah Dorsey.
Noah Gesso on the stop. Gesso on the stop. There's a injury timeout, as you mentioned.
Assuming the score stays in this situation, I realize Walker was 6-4, and I realize Southside's a 7 seed. If Walker plays to their full potential, Jimmy, Southside is going, assuming Live Oak, Southside beat Live Oak, and the favorite wins. I'll be curious to see the result of that game because, talked about it earlier, Walker's kind of shot themselves in the foot in their 4 losses and had missed opportunities to win or get the game closer in their 4 losses.
Yeah.
Number 22,
Chris Liddick.
I had the 2 right. And the 7 kind of looks like it. Sorry about the Dorsey's mom. If Dorsey's mom is listening to us, your boy's okay.
That's right. And it looks like Liddick is okay too because he got up on his own steam, and we're glad to see that. 7 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
Clock's probably going to run.
20-point advantage at the moment for the Wildcats.
Boy, it seems like 40 though, doesn't it?
It does. Third down and 10 for the Wildcats. For the Griffins. Dropping back. Fletcher's got a nice throw. He throws the ball nicely, just unfortunately behind his intended receiver. That time, number 7, Carter Hedden.
Yeah, I think Hedden was kind of bending that toward midfield, and Owen threw it kind of right up the seam where he was running.
We head to the final 12 minutes of somebody's season. We'll be back right after this. The Wildcats lead the Griffins 34-14 on the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
12 minutes left to go in this ball game, and 12 minutes left in somebody's season there, Patrick, because this is the first round of the playoffs. 4th and 10, and just like you said, Champagne is their usual punter, and that does make a difference.
Yeah, I had 1 punt in high school, and I was standing about where Roussel's standing right now in the end zone. That's a little nerve-wracking, and in a playoff game.
Right. So should be good field position, barring something crazy here for the Wildcats. That's a better punt. He'll drive this one all the way down to the 45. It goes out of bounds at the 46, but that's a 54-yard punt.
You'll take it. No return, the most important thing. I wasn't able to listen to it. How did your conversation go with Mr. Whittington at halftime?
Great conversation, great man, and just you can tell he really enjoys being the principal of Dutchtown. He's got a lot of energy, a lot of passion, and
I gave you a couple tidbits. But one I forgot to tell you, and I gave it to Troy last week, but Troy didn't have him on. There was a little bit of a misunderstanding, but he's went viral leading dances at lunch.
Oh, really?
With the student body. Oh, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. If I'd known that, we definitely would have had a little demonstration up here.
Yeah, they got to go find it on the Dutchtown Facebook page.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Right up the gut is Silv. Silv's got a little bit of running room. He picks up 10, 11, 12 before being tackled.
A play like that, Jimmy, you're gonna test the discipline of the outside guys because they're going to want to fold in because he's behind the guard in the center for so long, but you got to stay outside. You're only going to be responsible for about a third of the plays, but they're going to be big plays.
That's right.
And he was able to pick up 10 plus on a first down, and clock runs.
And they will milk it for as long as they possibly can, under 10 seconds, under 7 seconds. Don't let it get down to 2 or 3, maybe 6. Hands off to Caden Jones. Jones kind of jitterbugs his way across the 40 to the 39. He picks up 3. I do like the way Caden Jones allows the play to develop in front of him a little bit. He's patient. He has good vision. He's made some good cuts when he needs to, but he's really kind of a patient runner who uses his vision to find a hole.
Very, very deceptive.
I think you're right.
Because when you look at top running backs in the state, you probably don't see his name or even Walker come up there. And part of that has to do with 6 wins and 4 losses. But
right. This will be Jones again. He is deceptively quick, and they're still battling over here away from the play.
It's about 5.
Picks up 5. It'll be 3rd and 2. Jones came into the to the game with 1,443 yards and 22 touchdowns on 181 carries. Don't know how much he has tonight, but I would say it's probably close to 100 yards. I would think.
I would think so.
Especially with the big run a little while ago.
22 touchdowns.
23 now after this game. Flag flying. Breaks free. Now he's going to turn on the speed a little bit. He's down to the 15-yard line before being ridden to the turf. But I think it's going to come back on a hold. Chased down by Christian Pierre. Pierre playing safety tonight.
Yeah, the referee kind of giving both teams a little bit of help on the defensive side. 2 big plays come back, one for Dutchtown and one for Walker.
44-yard line.
It was a good tackle that time, a good play for Christian Pierre to come across the field and make the play, not give up on it.
Yeah, all district selections and different things. Usually, they probably voted on that this week during the after the season ended, but they normally don't publish that until all the teams in the district are done with the playoffs.
Right.
LaKeedron Harvey was the MVP last year. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, even though Walker had 2 losses, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not Jones.
Mackey on the carry, I believe. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
That clock it's going to be like greased lightning from the Dutchtown perspective.
8:38 and it ticks.
4th down.
You quit kicking or you go for it?
I'm quick kicking it. I'm gonna make Dutchtown go 90.
Yep.
They ain't got nobody back.
Nope. Well, they haven't at all on both quick kicks. timeout is going to be called.
You know, and once again, if you got
timeout.
If you got a defensive guy that's your normal punt returner, and I'm kind of one way or the other, because if you got a defensive guy that's a punt returner, when he catches the football, he's played maybe a 10-play drive, maybe an 11-play drive, maybe on third down he chased the guy for a wide receiver for 60 yards, and now he's got to go catch a punt. So you bring an offensive guy in there sometimes that maybe he's fresh, been on the sidelines, but in a situation like this, you put an offensive guy in there and maybe they're like, oh, he don't know the coverage. And now instead of quick kicking it, maybe you take a chance,
right,
and pick up a first down. So it's a tough decision.
Well, they wanted to talk. No, they're going to go ahead and bring Niall Allen out to punt. So they decided they might have been pondering exactly what you were thinking. Maybe we're going to go for it, but they decided they're going to go ahead and let Niall Allen put his foot into it.
And they caught Dutchtown in the situation.
Still nobody back. And they will punt this one. Let's see if they can get down and stop it from going into the end zone. It's going to roll. I think he brought it into the end zone. They're going to say he is down at the 1 yard line. It looked to me like, watch right here. He was in the end zone.
Ball was down around the 1 yard line with Dutchtown had his first and 10.
Great camera work, guys. He's got it right there. I think he's touching the football while his foot is on the goal line.
Great camera work.
Yep, awesome job, guys.
And granted, we don't have 14 shots like
no pylon cams, unfortunately.
Review may have, but I'm not sure if they would have overturned that either.
Well, it was a very effective punt for the Walker Wildcats and Niall Allen. They made the right decision. And now you talk about 90 yards, they got to go 99 plus. Fletcher takes off, gets 3. Boy, he is quick, man.
Yeah. So you're seeing, like I said earlier, you're seeing a little bit of Dutchtown's going to run the football a little more next year.
Yep.
Once again, and when you're 150 pounds, you're running the football. You can look at Walker's defensive line. I mean, all it takes is one heavy landing on him, and
yep. But he's holding up nicely so far.
You're running that risk.
This time he will nope, he's going to keep it, pulls it back from Harvey, and he will get across the 10-yard line. I think he's got a first down.
Looks like a first down.
Boy, I thought they meshed well for a second. I thought he may have handed it off to Harvey, but he pulls it back.
Well, you got fooled this time.
Yep.
I got fooled last time, so he's doing something right. But Walker's okay with that.
Yeah.
You can run 2 plays and pick up a first down all the way down the field.
This time he does hand it off to Harvey, and Harvey's got some room, and he just turns on the speed. He's going to pick up 23. Finally brought down that time by number 20. Musso, yep.
Musso, he got that first grab of the jersey, Jimmy, and that slowed Lakedra down. I thought when he creased it, he was gone. And 20 did enough. Great job. That's his job to bring that guy down right there.
But the Griffins have gotten out of the shadow of their own end zone, and now they're at the 38. New running back. Flag will fly. It's going to be Aiden Langevin.
Now gets to the 43 with that flag.
Think we're going to probably have a hold.
You know, the kids told me that I'm pronouncing Langevin wrong, even though we've been calling it Langevin all year, and I'm trying to think of what they told me.
Well, I checked with our PA announcer, and he said it's Langevin, so I'm going with.
The kids in my class, they correct me on multiple things.
I understand. Kids will do that to you.
Ball will be placed at the 30-yard line.
I'll back them up.
Repeat,
First and 20.
You know, that clock continued to run 6:20, Jimmy, and it just brings me back to last year for Dutchtown High. And you're in that game and you're getting the best of Zachary. You got a feeling, hey, we going to the Dome for the first time. And then the rain happens as Fletcher, a nice run.
Boy, there's that big fall on you were talking about.
And that's the referee's fault, Jimmy, that they need to blow the whistle. And look where they bring it back to. Okay.
Noah Jasso is the one that falls on and makes the tackle.
But when you got an opportunity to get to the Dome,
right?
It's not something you can think, oh, I'm going to get back there.
Right. Good point.
And
here comes Harvey. Harvey's got a seam. Harvey will pick up about 17. And they're moving the football, but time is becoming a big factor.
Yeah, and I'll go back to a personal experience. My second year in coaching in 2000, we got to the Dome. And I thought, I'm going to get back here on a regular basis.
Sure.
My mom asked me, why are you getting in coaching? What happens if you don't win 10 games? I said, what you mean? That's what I expect to do is win 10 games every year. And it doesn't happen.
Harvey picks up another first down, I believe. It will be enough. They may call it just shy.
And I go to Parkview and coach in 02 and 03. They won it in 01. And I'm thinking, oh, we going back to the Dome again.
Right.
And that didn't happen. And here it is in 2024, and I haven't coached in the Dome again.
It's not an easy task, and that's a great run by Owen Fletcher. And Fletcher will pick up the first down and more all the way down to the 8-yard line. First and goal from the 8.
Yeah. Well, they what if last year. They made what if this year too.
Right. Actually, the 11. They didn't give him quite. So they can get a first down at the 2-yard line. It looks like. Make it the 1. Quick pass. They haven't thrown much. It's caught. Martell Rogers. Rogers battling into the end zone. Touchdown. Check that. That was Andrew Fields. Apologize. Andrew Fields on the touchdown. And that was sheer determination.
Nice job right there. Those DBs have had their work cut out for them. Not necessarily covering, but they've been tackling 6 all day.
Right. That was the first touchdown pass for Owen Fletcher, I believe. PAT is up and blocked. And it's caught by Mayo, and they'll stop the play. He thought about running it in for a 2-point conversion. They stopped the play. 4:07 left to go in the ball game. It's 34-20. We will take a quick break. We'll be back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing, SEC Heating and Cooling, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, Raising Cane's in Prairieville.
4:07 left to go in the game. A nice drive that time from their own. I'm telling you, it was within 6 inches of the goal line, and they take it 7 plays, 99 yards. Touchdown pass from Owen Fletcher to number 2, Andrew Fields. The PAT was blocked, and that's where we are, 34-20. So now you would expect 2 first downs, and this thing's over. Got to get off the field here.
No, they changed the kickoff rules, and it just made the onside kick so much of a greater challenge.
I can't imagine it. I mean, I don't know how you make it any more of a challenge than it was originally. Now it's really hard.
call it hit a Dutchtown player, evidently.
Boy, just looking at Flowers.
It's offside.
It's just a big kid, so they'll back him up 5 and re-kick.
Well, it's a safety thing, Jimmy. They don't want.
I get it.
Because, when I was coaching special teams, hey, you guys are responsible for taking out him, and him, and you are responsible for going to get the football.
Kick from the 35-yard line.
But I used to put it on the hash mark and kick it to the numbers and try to get that
bounce up.
That bounce up, and the longer the ball is traveling and it's going at a decent speed, then you had people that could run 10 yards. Now, you don't have the head of steam that you once could have, so you only got 5 yards. You got to put your back foot on the white line.
Manuel Cardona is the specialist here.
He's got the ball almost on the hash mark, probably going to kick it that way again.
He does. It's loose, and the Wildcats fall on it. Went through one Wildcat, and it was picked up by Sean Thompson, who was able to fall on it right there.
I was an old square toe guy kicking, so you could hit the white line and get that true boom, 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 second big bounce. With the soccer style, it's way more challenging to get that bounce that you want. Now, the NFL guys have found a way to kind of kick that ball sideways a little bit and get it. But if you miss it, it goes about 3 yards like it did for one.
Right. First and goal. First and 10 from the 49. And this is Caden Jones picking up 9.
Jones gets 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
See it right here. Jones just takes his time, picks up 9. 3:40 and the clock rolls. They're just taking their time and letting the clock run down as much as possible. Silv will eventually squat down and catch the snap. I just still can't get past that. He'll pull it back and take it himself. He gets the first down. I don't know.
Right at it.
We were talking about it with Coach Swacker a few games ago. You just don't get measurements anymore. Maybe it's because there's no crown on the field anymore.
Yeah, I think, and everything's so true.
Right.
I mean, you used to have coaches out there with your PE class on Thursday painting the field.
Right.
And some of them used to use diesel too, and the lines wasn't as straight.
That's a good point.
Now the lines are true straight. You can see it much easier.
Yeah. But the crowd, the field, the old fields, the crowd on some of those fields, I mean, you were 4 feet below the quarterback sometimes when you were catching on the sideline. But regardless, it has been a good season for the Dutchtown Griffins, and it looks like the Walker Wildcats will extend their season and head on to the regional round of the playoffs.
Before Dutchtown had turf when I was here, we used to warm up, and some teams warm up from sideline to sideline, and I kind of couldn't understand it because we were always running uphill.
Right.
You were running, so you were taxing your guys. I'm like, let's start from the goal line. At least we running flat.
Right. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 3:15 left to go here in the ball game. New ball carrier for the Walker Wildcats, and he will be stuffed in on the stop.
And
Cam Washington, another timeout called.
Back in the day, before there was the nice tracks we used to run on a cinder.
I remember cinder track.
So we used to run 110s and 220s, and if you wasn't the first couple guys in there, you were eating red dust.
Oh, yeah.
And one day we were practicing, this was 81, 82, and it got late. It started getting dark, and we were running after practice. And we were about done. We got to be done. Click, 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 click. The lights came on.
Oh, no.
And they put us, and we ran gases, so you had to run from your sideline to the other hash mark and then stride on into the out of bounds. And whew, that was turtleback
Ooh, man.
That turtleback was rough.
What did y'all do to deserve that?
Well, it turned into 4 state championships.
Well, there you go. Westgate is up 27-13 on Santamon.
Yeah, Ascension Parish will be playing basketball next week. So, Dutchtown cross-country team runs in the state meet. They got 5 guys that broke the school record in a meet in Mississippi a couple weeks back. So Dutchtown trying to have their best mark in cross-country.
That's great. Something I never had any desire to do, I can tell you.
That's a mental challenge now, I can tell you.
I was a pole vaulter. I only had to run 110 feet. Nowhere to go.
Dutchtown's only got 1 timeout left. Trying to use it.
Can't see the number because of his hair.
When you start talking about running, it takes a lot of courage to take off and run as fast as you can, and you're not sure if you're going to make it to the finish line.
That's right. That's right.
And I was always a fan. It's kind of boring, but if I ran around the track, I could always walk across from the other side if I got tired.
Yep. Band still fired up, playing hard. Appreciate their efforts all season long. You know, a lot goes into not just the football team, all the hard work they do, but making this atmosphere what it is with the band, the cheerleaders, the dance line. I mean, everybody works so hard during this football season and leading up to the football season. It's definitely hard when it's finally over for the year.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with some faculty member that Dutchtown is talking about. When you look at the Dutchtown High and you look at the number of football players and the size of the band and the color guard and the Griffin girls and the cheerleaders, it's probably 25, maybe 30% of your entire school.
Right. Okay, another timeout. This time by the Wildcats.
My wife let me know this morning that I probably need to go back to those track running days, though.
Well, I'm right there with you, my friend. The Walker Wildcats, they're 6-4. They really had an up and down season. And looking at their schedule, they came off the loss to Santamon, and then, of course, they got crushed by Shaw.
Yep.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That's no
Santamon is actually supposed to be Dutchtown, I believe. No, that's Santamon. So Dutchtown's here at 44-20. My point is that they came off 2 losses. They came off a big loss here. They beat Dutchtown. Then they lose to Denham Springs, which I don't think anybody expected. And they come back and beat East Ascension pretty handily.
Yeah, well, Shaw's a pretty good football team. Hank Tierney, did it at Shaw, did it at Ponchatoula.
Yep.
And
this will be Mackey. Mackey is going to get close to a first down. I think he got it. And if he gets this first down, he did get it by a yard, so he picked up 10 on the carry. And the clock will continue to roll.
Can't stop it. It'll be interesting to see if the high school continues the transition like colleges have or like the pros have with the kickoff, with the 2-minute warning, and those kind of things. The quarterback just sits there and watches the clock.
Hand it off. He will be tackled.
3 to the 22.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd and 7.
Again, I would love to give you the number. I just can't see it. His hair falls all the way down to right where the number is.
Yep.
1:55. The clock continues to roll. They just have to have a couple of more plays. The Walker Wildcats are going to go play south side, I believe, right?
South side.
Assuming. That's knock on wood. We don't know exactly what happened, but that would be the assumption.
Regardless,
they'll be playing somebody next week. Silva will pull it. Nope. Hands it back off. Or hands it off, and he will be stopped. He'll lose a yard.
Well, Jimmy, you've been my third OC this year calling plays.
Wow.
Play-by-play. My friend Jeff Porsche last week was my first time with Charles LaBeouf. This is my second go-around with you. All of them have been fun.
We appreciate it. I appreciate it for sure. By the way, I figured it out. It's Landon McFarland, a sophomore, is running the football. But yeah, no, it's been a great game, and I just appreciate being up here with you. Under a minute now, third down. 3rd and 8. McFarland sees a hole. He's got some room. He's going to be at the 10-5, and he will score. Unbelievable job that time for the offensive line to open up a hole, and the sophomore takes advantage.
Well, you know, you thought the 44-24 first game was somewhat maybe of a fluke, and this game's going to end up right within a couple points of that game, Jimmy. And sometimes you may tell a kid, hey, slide.
Right.
That way you can just run the clock out. But it's hard when you're a sophomore and you're in a
you see
playoff
daylight?
game.
Yeah. I'm. You can tell me to slide all day long, but I'm not doing it.
If it's a one-score game, he's probably not in the game.
Right. Well, that's right.
And you tell the starter, hey, if you break through, because if it's a one-score game with 2 minutes, you may even score. Let them score.
Yeah. Kick is up, and it is good, and we have a 41-20 ball game here with 42 seconds left. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up and finish out the 42 seconds of this football game and this Bidistrict playoff. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins sports medicine program. Advantage Physical Therapy, Cotta Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
We are back. 42 seconds left to go in the ball game. Walker Wildcats have played an exceptional football game, and they've capitalized on mistakes. And that is, when you can make the other team make a mistake and then capitalize on it, that's what you're doing. You're doing things right.
Yeah, they capitalize on mistakes, but they also capitalize on Dutchtown. And I would tell you, Owen Fletcher held his own tonight, Jimmy.
Yes, I agree with you completely.
But the secondary, where you had to play some young guys that because of injury to Lathan Riley, really played a bigger role than maybe even the turnovers, because you couldn't withstand them. You couldn't come up with a big stop after you turned the ball over.
Bryce Singleton, a new kicker, will put his foot into it. He's a sophomore. Still battling, still on his feet. It's Martell Rogers running over people. He's got some, check that, it's not Rogers. That's Cam Washington. Washington not giving up all the way down to the 10-yard line. No flags, and that'll stand. They'll take over 1st and 10. They're not giving up, and that is something you got to love to see.
Yeah, no doubt. And Dutchtown's on 27 seconds with no timeouts. They probably got 2 plays if they run it. Maybe they got 3 if they throw it.
But you're right. I'd have to totally agree about Owen Fletcher. He has stepped up to the big stage, held his own, had a couple of little iffy plays on that first drive where he dropped a couple of snaps.
He had the interception too, Jimmy, but that was a tremendous play.
Yep.
Nice move right there.
Here he is. See that? He's going to the end zone. Pylon touchdown. And just like that, 23 seconds, Owen Fletcher gets his first running touchdown of the ball game.
See if we can see it right here. Wide receiver, a play early in the game when I told you. I think the referee, he kind of reached, he scratched it. He probably looked at the scoreboard and said, I'm going to keep it in my pocket. So kudos to that.
I'll tell you this, though. Owen took a shot when he crossed the the end zone, crossing the end zone, goal line.
A lot of times you talk about guys that are little and they playing, and the little guys will always tell you, well, it's not like I was 6'4" at one time and I just became little.
Right.
I'm used to playing and
That's a good point.
I know how to protect myself. I know how to land. I know how to turn my shoulders, not take the big hit.
So 23 seconds left, and just like that, on a big return, sets up a touchdown run from 10 yards out for the quarterback, Owen Fletcher. And Fletcher came into this game with 1 rushing touchdown, so now he's got 2. And he's got a passing touchdown, too.
Yeah,
big game for him.
Yeah, he's had, early in the season, Dylan Champagne, if he was the starter last year, may not have played as much. But because he wasn't the starter, he played longer in games than maybe you would have liked, and you could have gotten Owen some more carries. But then he split it with Vice,
right,
in those games that they played. So, but you can see the ability, potentially a 2-year starter. That's something always that as an OC you look forward to, is having a guy you can perhaps start 2 years tonight.
He'll just kick this one away. It's a end-over-end kick, and it will be fair caught. Westgate with 43 seconds left in the ball game, leading 28-20. It's not quite over yet for Santamar. They're still working on it.
Santamar, kudos to them. In the past, they played a little bit different pre-district schedule.
Yep.
This year, they turned it up 3 or 4 notches, and I think it paid dividends when they got into a game against Walker, and then able to make the playoffs and got a home football game.
Not too shabby for them. 1st and 10, and they'll do the victory formation, and this will be the end of this football game and the end of the season for Dutchtown. But what a great effort it was for the Griffins, but I got to hand it to the Walker Wildcats. They played a heck of a football game from start to finish, and they will head to the regional round of the playoffs.
That's George Stone playing behind us. That's a friend of ours, used to be here at Dutchtown, Jimmy, and saw him coming up here, and I told him, good luck. Good. I meant to tell him, stay healthy.
That's right. Well, that is going to do it. Patrick, it was an exciting football game. It was a great season for Dutchtown, and they will have to just battle back and be ready for next year.
Hey, Jimmy, we wait all year for it. It finally gets here, and he thinks it takes forever to get here, and you look up, and it's gone. And you try to tell freshmen, you will be seniors in this moment before you can blink an eye,
right.
and they don't believe you.
Nobody, of course not. I don't understand.
And so, yeah, and many of them won't ever put a helmet on again.
That's right. That's right. So enjoy it while you can, for sure. And I know the seniors are saddened, but they've got a lot of great Dutchtown football ahead of us, for sure. We want to wish the Walker Wildcats all the best as they move forward in the playoffs, and they have a very good football team. So who knows? They could wreak some havoc down the line in the bracket. Well, that's going to do it for us. I want to tell you what a tremendous job our camera crew, camera operators, Zane Chapoy, along with Andre Chapoy. Of course, we also had some great camera operators from the high schools here. Maggie and Amber. Maggie is from Prairieville High School. Amber from Dutchtown High School, I believe. We also had Grant out there. Want to thank our great director, Courtney Lawrence, and, of course, usual esteemed executive producer, Lyle Boudreau. And I'm going to tell you, I really enjoyed it, Patrick. Thank you for being up here with me.
The only mistake Lyle made was that co-district.
Well, we'll take him out back and give him a good flogging.
You got it, man. Enjoyed it, Jimmy.
The final score, Walker 41, Dutchtown 27. That's going to do it for us. For Patrick Email, myself, Jimmy Frederick, have a great night, everybody. And don't forget, Winter Sports on Rev Sports 1 and 2 coming up very soon. Have a good night, everybody.